Hey everyone, and welcome to Top Think. Today we'll learn about 10 things evil people do when they know that you know. Now, let's begin. The world is full of complicated people. Most people have some good in them, and some bad in them. Maybe they're loving and kind to their community and to their family, but at work they participate in immoral practices. Or maybe they give a lot to charity while being apathetic to those closest to them. It's natural to be at least somewhat complicated, even if you're mostly good. However, some people are predominantly or even entirely evil. For whatever reason, through environmental factors or just genetics, some people just don't have a proper conscience. Maybe they don't care about the people around them, or even worse, they might take pleasure in the pain and suffering of others. Evil people exist, and it's very important that you know how to properly deal with them. Evil people notoriously have masks or facades. They have a fake personality that they show to most people. For example, an evil person might pretend to be your friend for many years, but all the while they could be gossiping heavily behind your back, taking your things, and otherwise just working against you. Yet you may never know about it for a long time. After all, they keep their true personalities to themselves. But what happens when you start to see who they really are? What happens when you figure out someone is truly evil? It can be challenging to play the game that they play. Maybe you don't want to confront them immediately, or maybe you want to confirm your suspicions before doing so. However, if an evil person begins to suspect that you know who they really are, you enter into a very dangerous game. Evil people are often experienced manipulators, so they might see it coming. So today, we're going to shed light onto what happens next. Use this knowledge to defend yourself against malevolent characters in your life. After all, it's not just you that you're helping, it's probably your loved ones, your acquaintances, and everyone else that an evil person may try to mess with. So, these are the 10 things evil people do when they know that you know. Number 1. Game of gaslighting. The most frequent tool of an evil person is gaslighting. Gaslighting is when you make someone feel crazy for coming to a very reasonable conclusion. For example, let's say your romantic partner is cheating on you and you have clear evidence. Despite the proof, they'll accuse you of being conspiratorial or paranoid, as if you're somehow making the whole thing up. If an evil person knows that you know just how evil they are, they'll do everything in their power to get you to second-guess yourself. They don't want to be exposed, so they'll try to make you feel like you're going insane. Number 2. Make you feel isolated. If you hold steadfast in your beliefs and you don't fall for their gaslighting tactics, an evil person will begin the process of damage control. They know that you'll likely tell other people about them, so it's a risk to their personal and professional network. Thus, they'll do everything to undermine your credibility and trust with others, especially those people who are in both of your networks. Pay special attention to mutual friends or coworkers. These are the people likely to be closest to you, so an evil person may look to influence them first. Number 3. Faking victimhood. There are real victims in this world, but there are also fake ones. Leveraging victimhood is a classic tactic of evil people. If they feel vulnerable or exposed, they may seek empathy from others in order to shield themselves from blame. For example, they might lie about some terrible experience from their past, claiming the only reason they are how they are is because someone else hurt them first. Just remember that there is no excuse for hurting others, not even being hurt yourself. So if someone tries to use this against you, don't buy it. Plus, there's a good chance they're exaggerating or even lying outright. Number 4. Flip the switch of attack. If an evil person is directly called out, they may shift almost instantaneously from clever defense to malicious and cruel offense. In doing so, they attempt to paint the accuser in an equal or worse light. For example, let's say you catch someone trying to scam someone else that you know. After confronting them, they immediately begin to attack you. Wherever they perceive you to be vulnerable or perhaps ethically imperfect, they twist it into the worst possible way. They might attack the credit card you're still paying off or bad choices that you made 5 years ago. All of us have flaws, and they'll make every attempt to exploit them in order to deflect away from their actually evil deeds. Number 5. The tactical charmer. If an evil person begins to suspect your knowledge of their evil character, they may initially try to charm you or sway your opinion of them back into a positive light. This will often seem over the top and excessive, as evil people often lack authentic empathy. While it may initially work, upon reflection, something may not feel quite right about them. Just imagine you catch an evil person in a serious lie with bad consequences. A good person would eventually own up to their mistake and make amends, but an evil person might completely change the subject, commenting on your looks or your achievements out of the blue. Number 6. Undercover investigation. Some bad people are very, very clever and will pick up on signs of exposure before you've said anything to anyone. In other words, they know you're suspicious before you've even done anything about it. If they suspect you, they might take a great deal of care in observing you and tracking your every move. They might ask mutual friends about you and what you think about them. They might even try getting closer to you just to make sure that you're never out of sight. If someone seems to be unnaturally watching you, you'd be wise to consider why. Number 7. Building a coalition of evil. Even evil people don't always want to be alone. Plus, sometimes they need someone to do their dirty work for them. So, malevolent individuals will often form into groups with a mutual purpose and collective protection. Just think of the classic group of bullies at school or a neighborhood gang. These coalitions of bad actors consistently exploit the people around them and feel more security in doing so because they have built a true coalition of evil. If a bad person thinks you're catching on to them, they might seek out groups like these. Number 8. Strange behaviors. Nerves can hit us all at the worst of times. For example, you might get nervous before a big presentation or before asking out your crush. In the same way, evil people become very paranoid when they start to realize that you're aware of who they are. Paranoia is a classic trait of evil figures, even in myths and legends, and there's a good reason why. Living a lie can be very draining on your soul, especially as time goes on. Most evil people begin to crack. So, if you notice someone seeming extra paranoid, it may be because they have something to hide and they desperately don't want you to know about it. Number 9. Exposing secret anger. Alright, let's say that someone you know is secretly an evil person. However, they're pretending to be normal in every respect. If they know that you know they're evil, part of them will want to lash out at you. However, other parts of them will be trying to keep that anger in check, that way they don't get exposed. It's like an internal war being waged in their mind. On one side, you have their authentic emotional state, that being the state of anger, and on the other side, you have the protective mechanisms put in place by their sense of self-preservation. As in, if they do lash out at you, people will know something's wrong with them. Thus, if an evil person is feeling exposed by you, they may be irrationally angry about seemingly unrelated things. A coworker might yell at you for no reason, or a mutual friend might be extremely rude out of the blue. Be sure to watch for these red flags, as evil people have trouble hiding their true emotions. Number 10. Running away. If an evil person no longer thinks they can maintain their facade, they may just try running away from their problems. Let's say that you're in college and you discover a mutual acquaintance is actually very sinister. Once you tell your friends, and many other people around the university begin to believe the rumors about this evil person, it's probably too late for them to try and change your minds. So they might try transferring to another school or dropping out entirely. In either case, they'll do everything to get away from the problem instead of confronting it honestly. Hey, thank you for watching Top Think, and be sure to subscribe because more incredible content is on the way.